Getting ready for another episode of College Talk Tuesday. I'm Andy Lockwood from Lockwood College Prep here in beautiful autumnal Long Island, New York. And I wanted to talk to you today about something that kind of dawned on me last night when I was doing a presentation out in Smithtown, pretty far east, about an hour east of my home office here in Glen Head. And I was looking through these evaluation forms that the registrants and the attendees turned in afterward to share their thoughts. And typically when I do a presentation, I go through an outline and I answer questions. It takes about an hour or so, and the questions and the presentation are largely about what it takes to get into college and specifically how to get money for college. They're related, but scholarships, financial aid. Sometimes people ask questions about, are there any ways to hide money from the financial aid office? So normally Pearl would be here today, speaking of hiding money, but on College Talk Tuesday, but she is out making some last-minute stops relating to our fourth child, our youngest daughter's bat mitzvah. And if you're looking for a way to hide money, I would suggest throw a series of bar bat mitzvahs the way we did. That's a great way to get rid of money. So getting back to some more mainstream suggestions, generally it's about getting money for college. But I got a very interesting question last night from someone who was there. I think she was with her daughter, and she'd already put her own kids through college, and she asked a series of questions relating to picking colleges based on where kids are going to get jobs, because this woman is in a position to hire people, and there are certain colleges that they know not to choose kids from. One of them was actually Harvard in her example. I don't know if that was just a hypothetical or not, but that's really, to me, that's the most important question. So she offered me the opportunity to do a little segue into that, which I do refer to as the sleeping elephant in the room, and that's what I thought I would share today, my thoughts on that, because that's when you step back and you take the the 30,000-foot view, I guess, and look down. That's a real big question: is what's the point of going to college? What type of return on investment could you possibly get? And that means, frankly, two things. It means getting it for the lowest price possible, which is scholarships, financial aid, and all that. That's typically what I spend most time on. But it also means getting more out of college compared to what you put in. And frankly, it's not so easy to get something out of college. I think 93% of employers say that new hires are woefully unprepared for the workforce. I've seen estimates of anywhere between 30 to 80% of kids change majors in college. It takes roughly 6 years to get out of college today. Only about 29% graduate in 4 years. 50% of college grads don't have a job that requires a college degree 2 years after graduating. Not such a nice environment to graduate into. So that's why I think focusing on not so much the 4 years of college, not the 4 years, but the 40 years is really the responsible thing to do. And I got a question about this last night, and you may have the same one in your head. Well, how can a 16-year-old or 17-year-old boy or girl know what they want to do with the rest of their lives? And my answer is they don't have to know what they want to do with the rest of their lives, but they need to go in with some sort of game plan, and preferably not only a plan, but a plan B and a plan C, to go into or to investigate majors that lead to careers that match up with how they are wired. Now, the term wiring is kind of shorthand for a lot of things. Is someone introverted or extroverted? Is someone working in groups or in sort of solitarily in a cubicle or something? Math and science kid versus reading and writing kid. There's a lot of factors that go in, and there's all sorts of assessments out there. We use a specific one in our practice, and we have a career counselor who's dedicated to helping kids work through this. But my point is, no matter what you do, whether you do it on your own or with someone else, take a look at this process, which is either scientific or quasi-scientific, and try to get a sense for the types of jobs, majors that lead to those jobs could be suitable, and also which ones should you stay away from completely. That's equally as important. Process of elimination. And then and only then I suggest you pick colleges that are reputable in the areas that you end up considering. Typically we narrow that down to 3 or 4 areas. And you should also look at things like the Bureau of Labor statistic information on whether jobs are predicted to be in growth mode or something else, less growth oriented than growth mode. That would be decline, I guess, in English. So that's the type of thinking. You're not going to get an answer. It's not like the heavens are going to part and a ray of light's going to shine down and say this is what you should do with the rest of your life. But that's the process that I recommend that kids follow. Now, the rest of the story is about internships, and this was a point that the woman made last night, and I really agreed with her, and I added to it, which is that most employers will hire from their own internship pools. So it's something like 50% of jobs of kids who are hired will be hired by employers after they have interned for them, after they've done some sort of dry run for them. So to me what that means is that it matters at least equally as much about where you intern as where you go to college. So when you are going on your college visits, for those of you who have juniors, class of 2019 or younger, it's great to go on the tours and see the new science building, see the new dorms, see how the blue lights work, see how the rock climbing facilities are. To me, those tours, they blend in. And there's more similarities than differences among college tours. But where I think you should focus your time, and by the way, that is the most precious commodity, in general, but certainly in the college process. Sooner or later, you run out of time. So that's why I think you need to focus your college visits on places like the Career Center, as well as sitting down with department heads and majors that you are contemplating pursuing, and asking them questions based on outcomes. How do you help me or kids who major in what I'm thinking about majoring in move to the next level, whether that's grad school or whether that's jobs, like who recruits on campus. Who came last year and is not showing up again this year? What type of support do you offer in terms of getting internships with either local businesses or alumni or whatever? Those are really the questions that I think never get asked. I feel like there's a complete paucity of advice from guidance counselors, from other parents, whatever on that stuff. And so I really wanted to hammer that. I actually took myself to task a little bit last night because I think I really should put that on my outline. So maybe for next workshop, I'll consider doing that. If you are interested in attending, I've got a few of them teed up. If you're local in the Long Island or New York area, I'll be speaking at the Northport Library on November 16th. I'll be speaking to the Herricks PTA, that is New Hyde Park area. I'll be appearing at Bronx Science High School. There's a vendor exhibit or a zoo exhibit, or I'm not sure, but I'll be exhibited something, perhaps performing some tricks, something along those lines. But the website is right here where we list the events, collegeplanningGuru.com. You'll also see some other information on the site about our services and products and some other free information, how to download our #1 best-selling book, How to Pay Wholesale for College. And if you're interested in private coaching, there's an application. Just click on services. I think it says services or resources or services and programs or something like that. You'll see that all on collegeplanningGuru.com. If you have any questions about what I covered today, please don't hesitate to pop them in comments. I will be reviewing them after I get off the air here, and I will come back tomorrow also to take one more glance at it. And please, if you think this is valuable information, especially this way of thinking, and particularly if you feel like you're not hearing this from your guidance counselor, or you have friends or family who have college-bound teens who are not hearing this from guidance counselors or anyone else, please share this with them. You can just put their name in the comments section, and they'll see that they're tagged, and they'll be able to watch this video in all of its glory and splendor. Hopefully they'll thank you. But if they have trouble sleeping, maybe they'll thank you also. Who knows? So thanks a lot for watching and liking and commenting and sharing. I will speak to you soon, perhaps next time with Pearl, if I can wrangle her in here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.